This is Beyond the Veil with Norman Meredith.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Norman coming from Pickens, South Carolina with another episode of Beyond the Veil. And sitting in the background is my co-host and producer, Ed Leese.
Hello.
Tonight, we're going to talk about Baba Vanga, the famous blind mystic that made many predictions that came true. You've heard of her, haven't you, Ed?
I have not. Please,
Really?
enlighten me.
She's a Bulgarian mystic that was born in October 3rd, 1911. She predicted World War II, 9/11, Trump's ascendancy to presidency, the first Gulf War, and many little things. She also, believe it or not, predicted an alien event that has not yet occurred. Now, supposedly there was one that was supposed to happen earlier, but it didn't come to power. But there's supposedly she's predicted one for this year. Strange, since 3-1 Atlas is still in our solar system.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It wasn't the illegal alien invasion, was it?
Nah, she's talking about visitors. All right, now, Baba Vanga was a Bulgarian attributed mystic and healer who claimed to foresee the future. Blind since her teenhood, she spent most of her life in the Rupit area of Belaska Mountains in Bulgaria. And I probably pronounced that wrong, and I apologize to anybody from Bulgaria if I did say it wrong. But, excuse me. Now, this is some of the things that she allegedly predicted for 2026. Baba Vanga's alleged predictions for 2026 included humanity's first alien contact, significant economic disruption, major natural disaster, an alien turning point, and escalating geopolitical conflicts. Well, a lot of that seems to be going on except for the alien contact. But knowing our governments, we probably did make contact with 3-Eye Atlas, but they're downplaying it. But think about the economic problems that are changing. We are having issues with our weather and so forth. And right now, things going on in the Middle East, Venezuela, Cuba, those things are all going on now that seems to lead credence to Baba Yaga. Now, potentially leading to World War III. Throughout these remain unverified, vague, and often circulated online during times of global tension. Critics emphasize that Vanga left no written record, so everything's oral. And these prophecies are interpreted or fabricated by followers, making them speculative rather than factual. So that's something to think about. You know, so no, she never wrote anything down. So everybody's, you know, it's like some people say, please, Bible thumpers, don't get mad at me, that the Bible is written by man and not by God, even though it might have been people that were being led by God. That Baba Vanga's predictions were somebody heard them and then they just tweak it to meet their agenda.
Got it.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And like up in this particular photo is showing possible alien contact and the Third World War. With things going on in Ukraine, Iran could be a tipping point for a possible World War III scenario because China is backing Iran. I'm not sure if Russia's still backing Iran or if they're changing their tune yet, but it's looking interesting at this moment. So anything is possible. But I'm going to tell you what Baba Yaga did predict for what she has predicted for the past. Okay? Now, Baba Yaga's supposedly true prediction included the cursed submarine disaster, the one that happened up there in the Baltic Seas, K-19, the 9/11 attacks, interpreted as steel birds, Barack Obama's presidency, Princess Diana's death, and the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Through many claims are vague and disputed with no scientific proof of her abilities, her prophecies often rely on later interpretations of broad statements, including the debate over her accuracy. But that's also the same thing about the Nostradamus prophecies.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was thinking right away.
Now, his are written down, but it takes broad speculation that could almost be applied to any situation. So she's, because of hers were never written down or recorded audibly to be listened to later, there's a lot of speculation about what could be. Someone saying, oh, Baba Yaga said the Walmart market's going to drop unless you buy bread stocks. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that could be someone wanting to manipulate the market or to manipulate something. They could say Baba Yaga said this or said that. You know, you can use any type of prediction by someone and manipulate it to your turn of events. Now, we did bring up a couple. We've got 2 videos or 1 video, Ed?
We've got 1 video right now.
All right, let's bring up that 1 video, and we're going to show you a few things that was mentioned about Baba Vanga. Now, top 7 Baba Vanga things. I can't see it from where I'm sitting, so...
This one here. Unprecedented climate changes will have a significant global impact. Number 5. A breakthrough in sustainable energy will transform. Number 4. Human body parts will be grown in laboratories. Number 3. Telepathy will emerge as human capability throughout advanced science. Number 2. Humanity will establish contact with aliens. And number 1. Major conflict erupt between Western and Eastern countries.
Well, I think the organs being grown is already underway. We just don't know it because 1% of the population are the only ones that are getting it. You know what I'm saying about that?
Yeah.
If there's been alien contact, it's been hidden away by COVID-19. Turn off the satellites with telescopes and so forth and other things so you don't see what's coming into the system, like they're doing with 3.1 Atlas and controlling the stuff. Because when you start doing that, people ask questions like something more is going on. So it's possible, yes, we have made contact or are in the process of making contact. There's always conflict going on in the world in some way, shape, or form. So that's always going to be something. And every year you've got some form of natural disaster going on, whether it's earthquakes, fires, tsunamis, you name it, there's always something. And so you can always fit it to a prediction. Don't you agree?
Yeah, I mean, you can. Depends what, like what's going on. It's like, hey, I could probably twist that into, not twist it, but like interpret it into something that is, happening today. May I add something? So there's two types of like theology out there in Christendom. There is your like Reformed theology, and then there's a dispensational theology.
Right.
Dispensational theology says that there's 2 dispensations, one for the Jews, one for the Christians. Well, a guy put out a Bible a long time ago and had footnotes in it to where like a lot of things were prophecy, like 1948 was prophecy for, Jews to go back to the homeland and like all this stuff. And now you could see these things happening.
Right.
And say, hey, is this prophetic? Is this interpretation? Is it, what is it? So yeah, you could probably take a lot of stuff and make it seem like it was something else to suit your needs.
Right.
Not necessarily an agenda because it has a negative connotation with it, but, something you want it to say. So you're justified in what you're doing.
Right. That's interesting because, anything's possible with words and how you determine what they say or how they say it.
Yeah.
That's like here, people may say I have an agenda trying to disprove cryptids. I don't. My agenda is to try to prove that they exist and try to open reasonable explanation for some. Not everything, because a lot of things can't be explained. But I try to offer reasonable explanations for some. Like Pigman stories or some of these ape-like stories. I try to offer a reasonable explanation. And when you can't find a reasonable explanation, then I consider the unknown. Does that make sense, Ed?
Yeah, makes total sense.
Because there's always generally there's a reasonable explanation to anything that's going on. But you got to find out why. It's like I was telling you about last show, I think, telling you about these rings that are being created over Anderson. They've looked into the aviation reports and they can't find no government aircraft or private corporation aircraft that might have been up there flying to do, like Lockheed flies F-16s.
Yeah, like out of
once a month.
Donaldson or
Yeah.
whatever.
And it's not them. It's not the government, supposedly. I mean, there's no civilians supposedly going up there. So something has been creating rings over Anderson for the last month or so.
And it's been over Simpsonville and, you know,
I mean, these
Pickens.
look like giant portal-like size rings that are like miles across. I mean, the last one looked like two giant ribbons that were coming down from the sky. That is there a supernatural event to it? Maybe. Is there a good scientific reasoning? Possibly, but we haven't finished gathering all the evidence yet. We can't prove it's a terrestrial aircraft or if it's non-terrestrial aircraft. So it's still open for determination and research. And that's the way it should be. You should always keep your minds open to keep looking.
Amen to that.
All right. Well, if you got any questions about Baba Vanga and all that, reach out on our page here and let us know what you think. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing she put up. I forgot to mention that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she reported it for, like, say, here, that the spaceships would enter Earth's atmosphere and the outbreak of World War III sometime this year. And this particular picture is from the Battle of Los Angeles during World War II, when a UFO was seen over Los Angeles and the gun batteries opened up on it. That's what that one was. And this is one from the Close Encounters of Third Kind, and a gun battery going off. Just talk about the possibility of World War III. But like I say, we don't know until something happens.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can read these for everybody, Ed.
Devastating war in Europe. Unspecified conflict could cause widespread devastation, significant population loss. Rise of Russia's influence. Vladimir Putin to be reelected. Russia to dominate global affairs. Natural disasters. Dormant volcanoes to erupt. Massive floods, and that's also going to be tsunamis.
Yeah.
A significant earthquake along the U.S. West Coast.
That's actually building up.
Yeah.
There's been reports off California.
Yeah, that would be the San Andreas Fault, and hopefully it falls into the ocean. Anyway, scientific breakthroughs, lab-grown organs revolutionizing transplants, cancer treatment potentially leading to a cure.
There's been some talk about that, about the cure. Russia taking over world politics, I don't know. But this Iranian thing, that might be a catalyst right now. That's the biggest thing. That or Taiwan. But you haven't heard too much about Taiwan lately.
Nah.
It's like things have settled down over there.
Or it was all hype in the beginning.
Could be.
It's an emotional response, clicks, money, advertising.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm interested is seeing if 3-1 Atlas, because it's still in system, has got anything to do with this potential prediction. That's it for
Very
me.
well, maybe.
That's my only thing. I want to know. My one thing is to know about aliens, and that's it.
Got it.
But I still talk about the other stuff. Try to prove or disprove anything information I can. Try to talk about it in a logical manner if I can, and have a little fun too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. Well, we're going to sign off here for tonight, and I hope you enjoyed this bonus episode of Baba Yaga. And we'll see you next week with another episode of Beyond the Veil.